We were told that the Vatican was the pinnacle of faith, the heart of purity. Something cold-blooded, something reptilian. So you think you know the truth.
Hell no!
So why does a snake head looms over every word that's spoken there? Why does the Pope speak from a mouth of a serpent? Therefore, the truth is slithering right before your eyes, and once you see it, you may not believe it. Welcome to Truth versus Authority. I'm Roderick Martin, aka the Symbolizer TV personality and award-winning podcast host, backed by 18,300 truth seekers right here on YouTube. Thank you all for the love and support. I'll keep bringing the truth. Get ready, because what you're about to hear, you may not believe it. We've always been told that the Vatican was a sanctuary of spirituality, a place where the faithful comes to speak the truth. What if that was just what they want you to believe? See, it's convenient, isn't it? A symbol of ultimate authority wrapped in holiness. What if everything we've been told is part of something much larger, more sinister, and really has a whole new agenda? According to the records buried deep into the Vatican's secret archives, there's a reason no one wants you to look closer. Remember the hearing room? This thing was built in 1971. It was designed to inspire faith, right? Take a look at it again, because the room is anything but a holy sanctuary. Coincidence? But of course, the Vatican would say so, and y'all know how I feel about coincidence. Coincidence, God's way of being anonymous. I would say, after all, who dares to question the most powerful institution in the world? So if everything we've been told for centuries is carefully crafted deception, then the real question is, who really is pulling the strings? Let's connect some dots. Why does a supposed sanctuary of peace featuring a reptilian symbolism is at every turn? That's the first question. Who benefits from embedding a serpent's imagery right in the hearts of religious power? The answer is going to lie with whoever gains the most for keeping us in the dark. Make no mistake about it. Governments, media, mega corporations, they all have a hand in shaping this narrative. Now, keep the masses docile is the plan, and keep us distracted, and most importantly, keep us blind. Therefore, if we don't start asking the tough questions, we'll never see through the smoke and mirrors that has been put before our eyes. This isn't just about a building or a statue. This is a message, a real, true message. It's definitely about centuries of control and the power so deeply rooted that it's been hiding right in plain sight. And if you don't question it now, then when? Everything we've been taught tell us to trust these institutions, the Vatican, governments, and the media. They carefully craft the stories for centuries. What if this isn't just about misinformation? What if it's about control? What if the very people that we're told to trust is orchestrating this whole deception in the first place? Look closer. The Vatican has always hid its true face, literally. It's embedded in the very place where they teach faith and morality, right in plain sight. This is not a coincidence. This is deliberate. Now, according to the buried archives at the Vatican, the very design of audience halls has all the ties to reptilian. Now, if you didn't know before, we're talking about a global elite that's manipulating the masses while they speak through their serpent's mouth. The very design of audience hall ties directly into reptilian control. If you watched enough of my videos, you'll know that the reptilians is a global elite manipulating the masses while they speak right through the serpent's mouth at the Vatican. The red pill of this is, why hasn't anyone questioned it? Decades of narratives is built to keep you in place. Now, those who challenge this, they're silenced, they're discredited instantly. Remember the Chronovisor? Now, that so-called time machine is what it was. It was buried into the Vatican archives. It claimed to show the crucifixion of Christ among other historical events. Now, anyone who questioned this was dismissed, and they was called like lunatic. And yet the Vatican holds tight its secret. Now the question is, what are they really hiding? Therefore, it's time to push back. The deeper we dig, the more of their agendas is going to unravel. This is no longer a conspiracy theory. This is real, people. From secret archives to hidden rooms to bizarre reptilian architecture, they've been controlling the narrative all along. Now, we're living in a world where the truth has been distorted for their benefit. Now that the fight for the truth begins, you may not believe it, but this is only the beginning. It's only the beginning. The serpent's grip on the world is really tightening right now. And the question is, will you break free from it? We've uncovered the tip of the iceberg right now, especially if you haven't been noticing it. But this isn't just about the Vatican architecture or hidden archives. The manipulation goes farther, right? It's a deep thing when you start thinking about it. This conspiracy reaches into the halls of the government. It reaches into the boardrooms of all these different corporations and the very media that tells you what to believe. Now, how they do it is that they control the story, the narrative. And I want you to think about this. Just look at the Illuminati's influence buried within the Vatican's secret dealings. This isn't just like some type of theory. It's right there in the Vatican archives, linking high-rank official to organized crime. What you will find is that these religious symbols are disguising a reptilian tribute, weaving through every layers of our society, because it's right there in plain sight. The writing is on the wall, and the real thing is, do people dare to look at it? Or are people willing to take a closer look at what's happening right in plain sight? This isn't about faith or spirituality. This is about power. I mean, we're talking about power that stretches through every layer of our society, from the banks that dictate our economic policy. We're talking about the media that's going to mold our perception. And we're talking about the Vatican and reptilians who has their control, or what I would call total control. You see, those in power have used these systems to keep us asleep. And the reptilian symbols in the hidden messages, they're not just random, right? These are signals. These are like warnings. These are things that they want us to know right in plain sight, but yet we don't see it. It's right in front of our eyes. We can go back to these elites, whether it's the government, corporate offices, like I said, or just know that they're all connected, working together to manipulate this reality that we live in. And I don't know, when we think about it, what do they have to gain? And we know that it's all about influence. We know it's all about wealth. We know that it's all about them having what we most consider absolute control. You're talking about the Vatican as they are working together alongside all of these global elites. You're talking about them profiting from your ignorance, right? This is how they want to do it. And in return, we get fed a daily, steady diet of lies and distractions and misinformation, wars, and things that keep us in a low frequency, or I would say like a low vibrational state. Now, their influence is going to stretch farther than anyone would admit, but we're going to go into this a little more. For example, the truth isn't just inconvenient. I think the truth is actually dangerous. The deeper we dig, the more we see. They orchestrated everything from behind the curtain. This is how they work. Like, it's almost like Dorothy in a yellow brick road. The person behind the curtains. Now, every financial crisis, just think about it, every political scandal, all tied to the same shadowy figures who's been pulling the strings all along. It all comes back to the reptilian symbolism. We're talking from the hearing room that they have created at the Vatican, the halls of power that they have symbolized across the world. And the thing about it is, the serpent isn't just a symbol. I think the serpent, to me, is actually a warning. Because we're talking about it, we only just scratching the surface, but I would assume the deeper we go, the more it's clear, and we will realize this wasn't done by accident. I will be honest to say that I think this is planned, it's designed, and most importantly, it's actually working. And therefore, if we don't continue to dig, we will never uncover what they're been hiding from us. And trust me, I believe whatever it is hiding, and if we do uncover it, I think it'll change everything about the reality that we know today. Reality is manipulated, perception is controlled. All right, so let me twist this around for you a little bit. We're seeing the symbols of manipulation. But what if the conspiracy is bigger than we can ever imagine? What if the real power isn't what we thought it was? So let's look closer. The Vatican is just one piece of the puzzle. Now, we know that they're behind it. I think even behind them, there is a more dangerous force. And we're talking force that's tied to secret deals. We're talking about covert alliances. And we're talking about drug dealing too, right? The Vatican's been known from doing that as well. I would say there's a reason why the Vatican reptilian symbols matches what we see in some of these elite corporations, the media, the government, and even some things that like all across the world. This is a global thing. And I would say, what if everything that you've been told is part of a bigger plan? And we have to think about it. There's all kind of messages been coming down for the new world order and all these things. And what if it's a bigger plan out there? That's something I think we need to actually look at. So it turns out that these real architects of this agenda is more powerful than we would ever imagine. They aren't just like pulling the strings out there. They actually are writing the actual script, the script of our physical reality. And this isn't just like, again, a conspiracy. This is orchestrated effort to control everything. They got to control everything, because if they don't, then they don't, but they do, right? The whole plan is to control everything. Now, we're talking about religion to politics to the media. I mean, they have infiltrated every level. Therefore, I think we've been looking in the wrong places. I simply do. I think the real power isn't just in the government and the media. It's hidden in plain sight. It will be, in our seeing, it'll be operating behind the scenes in a way you probably would never imagine how it's doing it, right? Because, again, it's not something that we're going to notice, but I will say that it's probably right under our noses, and it's just something that we have not discovered. Us to understand that what happens next in our lives and what we do will expose the truth in ways that have never been seen before. And the fight for the truth is only the beginning when we start this, because it's all about our consciousness. We have to protect our consciousness. The powers that be actually have a script written for us, but it's up to us to rewrite it, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, we're probably, as you notice now, we done peel back some of the layers of manipulation, some of the layers of deception and control. But I will say the truth isn't just a theory anymore. It's going to be something that you just can't deny. The logic is undeniable. And I will say that everything we think we knew, everything that we trusted, it's all seriously been manipulated. And if we want to really give it thought, just think about it. There's undeniable proof buried beneath the layers of all of this deception, and it's all from the Vatican's secret archives to the boardrooms of the world. It's right there in our faces, and also this is and it's connected to the world's most powerful corporations that's out there. Now, they all keep the plan to keep us in the dark for centuries, and the reason for that, because the truth has knowledge, and that knowledge could help you, me, in humanity, or anyone. And to possess that power is to hide the truth and keep their power. I will say that the architect itself is a monument to their power. If they're willing to say, we can do this right here in front of y'all, right in plain sight, and to give a tribute to the reptilian elite and knowing that they're controlling every aspect of our lives, right? And it's like, okay, we're going to tell you the truth. Here it is, but will you believe it? And I think that the real agenda in the beginning of time was probably never hidden. We just wasn't paying attention. If you think about all the monuments that's out there and all over the world, all these reptilian symbolism, and some of these things are huge. So it's not like they were saying, let's keep it a secret and bury it in some box. They said, this is it. This is who in control. This is who we are. But over time, I think the truth just got discarded, or deliberately, we have been programmed not to recognize it, because the truth, once again, always could set you free. Not in Puffy case. The truth ain't going to set him free. Not at all. I know that was bad. But anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going. This is how they've done it. This is how they control the narrative, once again, about hiding things in plain sight. They control us. It's one of the things I want you to know. They've always rehidden, or what I would say rewritten history and manipulated what we see. This physical reality that I think is a construct of some kind. The things that we hear. You're talking about the music industry. You talk about sounds, and everything we do know is operating off frequencies, right? This is why we talk about the vibrational frequencies of water and things that you can find on the website as well. But from behind the scenes, they've been orchestrating it all. They've been pulling the strings through media. They've been pulling the strings through all the corporations, churches, right? The religious institutions, and they control everything. And I'm talking everything. Make no mistake about it. I want you to think about it for a moment as I pose a few questions for you. Why do the Vatican archives remain sealed to the public? And it's supposed to be a holy institution open to everybody, right? The church is supposed to be open. The major question is, why does the Illuminati tied to the reptilian elites, which shows up in every major institution? Now, this isn't all coincidence. They've been shaping the world and dictating the rules, I think, keeping us blind to the truth. Like I've always said, your eyes are useless when your mind is blind. So we got the Vatican, that, and we have the Illuminati. We know the Illuminati is tied to reptilians, which we think that's the whole bloodline from the 13 bloodlines of the ruling families. We're going to do a whole video on each one of them starting in a couple of weeks, so make sure you stay close to that. So when you think about the reptilians, and then you think about the Vatican, who are saying, hey, listen, we're giving tribute to the reptiles because this is all the stuff we're doing, it all starts to make sense once you really put everything together. So I think, therefore, we can no longer ignore it, right? We just can't. And this is the moment of truth. This is where truth versus authority, what I talk about all the time. This is the moment that we confront the very systems that has been controlling us for long. And I think the more that we all come together, then we can really do this. Now, we know, again, as I keep reiterating, the governments, the media, the corporations, they all been in on it since the beginning of time. And this is no longer a speculation. When you used to hear about it, it's the reality that they have carefully constructed, and they hide from us. And this is exactly what they do. Right now, at this moment, this revelation changes everything. The future is going to depends on how we respond to the truth. Now, the question is, do we remain silent? Or are we going to be complacent? Or are we going to finally stand up and break free from their control, right? Because they've been controlling us. And the question is, will you break free from it? Into it. So when we say Vatican, we say church. Vatican, church. Vatican, church. When we say Vatican, we say church. Vatican, church. Vatican, church. So I want you to understand, we're not just looking over at the Vatican because they control the churches. And never forget, they also, like I said, is still going to put their narratives in place. They're still going to hide behind the lies that they do. And it's up to us to, once again, keep exposing the truth. And then we're going to fight for our freedom, stay alert. We think just because we're walking around free and we do not see any prison bars that we're free. That is not true. In fact, one of the greatest things that they ever could do is to have someone who think they're free, who are actually not free, until they try to leave, right? And we've seen that before out there, or a lot of people experience that, and I'm not going to get into where that is. However, I'm saying, most importantly, once you see it, you can't unsee it. By the way, I have already posted up the dark secrets of the Vatican. This is what we're teaching from right now, and we're only just scratching the surface on one thing. We're talking about the reptilian connection, but in there you're going to find about UFOs, secret information. You're going to find out about the time machine, where you can see the past and present. All of that information is in the dark secrets of the Vatican. So I encourage you to go get your copy right now. Get your downloadable copy right now. The link is right here and also in the video description. We're not alone. We're 18,300 truth seekers fighting for the truth every single day. We're a growing rebellion. You need to join us. And let's get more people to join us, because the more people that join us, we are going to be simply unstoppable, okay? Unstoppable. If you're tired of being fed in the lies, I want you to hit the subscribe button and become part of the community here, and I want you to join the rebellion. This is where those 18,300 truth seekers reside. You have to share this video with your non-woke friends. Let me speak for you. Let me sit here and let them ponder on what I have to say and not what you say, so that they don't be combating with you. Point it all toward here. But also, it's going to help them see what's really going on. It's going to open their mind to the possibility, okay, to the curiosity that things are not what they think it is. And then hopefully they get to a point and they want to seek more. And I always remember, when the student is ready, then the teacher will appear. But if everyone share this video, like it, post comments about it, the algorithm will begin to spread this out. That's very important for you to do that. That brings us one step closer of breaking their hold that they have on it. I want you to head over to truthversusauthority.store. And let me say it again. Truthversusauthority.store. This is where you're going to find the gear that you're going to tell the world that you no longer want to be told the lies. It's already set up. Everything is there. And you're going to grab some gear that you're going to tell the world that you no longer want to be told lies. You understand that there's lies out there, and you are now a truth seeker, and you're no longer blind. That's the main message that you're going to see there at truthversusauthority.store. Get your gear. You should wear it proudly. I want you to wear it proudly. I want you to let everyone know where you stand. When you wear "there's no more sheep" and you're not a sheep anymore, they know what you're saying. When they see that, they're going to understand that, and they're going to make a decision. Or are they still sheeple, or they're awake, or they sleep? But either way, they're going to know that you ain't sleep, you ain't no sheep. I want you to go there once again, truthversusauthority.store, to wear the truth on your sleeve. Seriously, it really is. As I close, this community is for you. I want you to join the fight of truth. The more of us fighting together, the harder it is for them to silence us. I want you to subscribe once again. As I reiterate, I need you to share, and I need you to understand that you're going to be part of something bigger, and the fight is just beginning. And then I want you to subscribe to the channel so you add to those 18,300 truth seekers. And as we continue to grow and we bring more and more people into this fight, we're going to win. But most important, we're going to break free, and we're going to save everyone out there who doesn't understand that we're infinite consciousness living in this physical reality, and that the reality that they're living in can be altered. That construct can be changed, but it's going to take one person at a time, and then a collective of us that we can actually get in collective thoughts. And then we're going to change the world together. I love you. I love each and every one of you. And I can't wait to see you once again on the next video, because we're going to be going deeper into the Vatican secrets. Then we're going to go into those 13 controlling families, who are Illuminati, by the way, who are then connected to reptilians, by the way. Oh, man, we're going to go deep, man. We're going to go so deep, you may not believe it.